Welcome to this week's episode of Business. I'm Johanne O'Halloran and I'm a business mentor and sales expert for brand new coaches. And today I want to talk to you about a topic that I don't talk about a huge amount because I tend to focus on strategy because that is what I teach and what I do. But there's an element that goes along with strategy that is a non-negotiable and necessary for you to be able to have a super successful coaching business. And that's what mindset is required to actually attract your ideal clients, like your real dreamy clients, those people that are just make you go, ooh, yes, please, I want to work with you. And there's a mindset that you get into in order for you to be able to connect with them, to have them want to come into your space. And what I see from a lot of coaches is they will get into the doing, right? So they'll do all the strategy, will do the doing, but still aren't bringing in dreamy clients and they can't figure it out and they assume that the strategy doesn't work. Here's the fun thing about strategy. Any strategy will work. Like any strategy works. Every strategy works. That's why people are, generating clients from them. That's why they're generating leads. That's why they're converting sales. That's why they're teaching it, as long as they're in integrity, right, with what they do, because it's working. But the reason why it works is to do with the mindset that you have. So as much as you may want to just do, you have to connect with what is going on inside of you and how you feel about what you're doing. Now, if your personality style like mine, I'm all about the doing, and the connecting with my feelings was, I didn't want to do it. I just did not want to do it because I was like, just tell me what to do and I'll do it. And I was that person that I was told what to do. And here's something that I want you to hear. I was told what to do. I was told step by step what to do, but there were certain elements of it that I didn't do. Why didn't I do them? Because I didn't feel comfortable. They brought out insecurities in me. They made me feel not good enough. They brought up my fear of judgment. They brought up my fear of shame of my backstory and what it could potentially mean for me going forward. So I'll explain this to you now in a second. But all of this is important because it determines whether or not you actually take action in your business, right? In a way that will work for you. So we're going to dive deep into this today. So pay attention, get a notebook, take notes on this, and really check in with yourself and see, be honest with yourself and see, do I resonate with this? Does this sound like me? Am I in the doing and not getting results? And is this why I'm not getting the results? And it does require a level of honesty with yourself. And remember, the only person that knows whether or not you're lying is you, right? Is you. Like what I projected outside of me in terms of, yes, everything's great. I'm like, feel so totally confident. Well, inside there was a huge amount of self-doubt and insecurity going on, was incredible. And here's something else as well. Like if you're a high achiever, like I am. So when I was in my corporate job, I was like a really high achiever, but always attributed it to stuff outside of me, right? So it was never me that created it. It was always, I got lucky. They needed somebody to do that. It was never my abilities and my capabilities. So high achiever, which means that I can get a certain amount of stuff done and achieve quite a lot before the walls will kick in, right? So if you're this type of person, know that that's okay. And this happened to me when I started my coaching business because like I said, I was great at the doing, right? So everything was done, everything was set up. I was like, this is going to be simple. I am going to be bringing in clients left, right, and center. I'm like, who wouldn't want to work with me? I'm freaking awesome, right? All of that is also true, but it was the arrogance that I had and my level of awareness around how I was being and, what it took to actually create a business, a successful business. There was a massive gap there. There was a huge gap. And I was afraid to say that. I was really afraid to say that because I couldn't understand why, when I was following what I was taught, why was I not bringing in a huge amount of leads? Why was I not? Just didn't make any sense to me because I remember in the first 8 months of my business, I brought in, 89 emails. So not all of them are going to be leads, right? But 89 emails. And I'd grown my Facebook group and I'd grown my Instagram, not significantly, at a couple of hundred on there, but I'd grown them. And in my mind, I'm like, this is great. Sure, look at all these people. This is going to be super easy. But what I'd missed was I'd gone with what was easy for me. So I'd gone with people that I know who weren't my ideal clients, people that I know, like family, friends, other people that I was coaching with, like all those kind of things, and not connecting whether they were my ideal clients. So I was completely disconnected from who it was that I wanted to attract and what the numbers were. So that was how my business started off, was in that complete manner where I had this arrogance that I was like, clients are just going to come to me super easily. There's people out there talking about 10K months. Sure, how hard could it really be, right? Yes, it sounds like a lot of money, but how hard could it be? I have my business set up. I've got a good head on my shoulders. I'm committed. I'm like, oh, I'm committed. I'm all in. So 8 months later, when there was still no money coming in the door, you're like, okay, something's not working here. And I had to do like a deep dive inside into me as to what was not working. And it was my thoughts. It was my thoughts. My thoughts inside my head were not matching the words that were coming out of my mouth. So when I felt insecure, I wasn't saying I felt insecure. When I felt embarrassed when something didn't work, I wasn't saying that. I was celebrating the fact that I completed something, even if I didn't get the results, rather than saying, yes, I completed, but here's my learnings. Here's how I felt about it. And all of them attributed to me not attracting my dreamy clients, not attracting clients at all, actually. Never mind that. I think I did, if I'm not mistaken, I must go back and look at the stats, but I think I did 8 masterclasses where there was nobody there and nobody bought. And I had nobody to follow up with afterwards. So that's how all of this started. So what shifted? Like I said, my mindset is what shifted. So I want to share this with you today. So keep checking in with yourself as I'm going through this and ask, what do you resonate with? What sounds like you? And where can you go with this? Like, where can you get really honest with yourself and shift what you're feeling and what you're thinking? So with this, you don't want to like ever lose your feelings. We're human, right? We're human. We're meant to have feelings. But where it becomes a challenge is when our emotions drive our actions, which is what was happening with me. And it's what I see happening with nearly all of my clients, right? The emotions drive it. So I will make a decision based on how I feel rather than what it is that I want to achieve. So check in with yourself right now and see, is that you? Are you making decisions based on how you feel about something? Now, that may come out of your mouth, not as in I feel scared, I feel afraid, but it might come out of you as in, I don't have the time right now, or yeah, that sounds great, but I want to try this first and then I'll do it at a later date. So all of that is coming from a feeling, right? Because anytime we push something out, and I'm the queen of like time being my thing. I don't know why I have this 3, right? The number 3 just sits with me every time. And I'll do it in 3 weeks. I'll do it in 3 months, 3 hours. Everything is 3, like March, whatever it is, it's 3. So I know for me, when that comes up, that's my feelings driving me. That's my emotions driving me. And I'm avoiding taking action and making a decision that will change the course of what I'm doing. So know that within yourself, like get really curious about what do you say, and then later, what do you ever go, oh, if I only had done that, I would have been here a lot quicker. So like me, mine was time. I just kept pushing it out. It's like, no, I'll do it later. And I would say it would be the money piece, but it wasn't, because I'd say I don't have the money now, but I will in 3 months' time. If I didn't have the money now, how was I going to have it in 3 months' time? Right? So like, do you know what I mean? It's your reality is whatever you make it. And the same is going to be true when you come to attracting in your ideal clients. So the beautiful thing about clients is they are going to resonate with you. If you are only showing and only sharing the brilliant bits, that's not relatable. Like, that is just not relatable. The same way, if you're only sharing things that are happening after the fact, that's also not relatable. So what I mean by that is, if you're going through a situation, so say last year, my stepdad ended up in a hospital, had to have quite a serious surgery. And obviously for like our entire family, like for his children, for me and mum and Leah, it took a toll on us because we were all worried about him, and that was happening in real life. Now, if I had gone out in my business and was like, everything's great while all of this is happening there, that's not real, right? That's not being authentic. That's not being honest. That's avoiding what's actually happening. So how is anybody going to be able to resonate with me? They're not, because remember, we feed off each other's energies too. So you're going to know that there's something up. You're going to know that there's something wrong, and you're going to back away. So I'm not saying that you need to share all of your life, right, in your coaching business. That is not what I'm saying at all. But you do get to be honest and show when things are good and bad, and let people in a little bit, because vulnerability is like, it gets to be your superpower. Because honestly, people relate to that because you're human, which means that if something is happening in your life, it's happening in their life. And like another example that I use is I go between my house and my partner's house, Robert. I have my office in my house. I've got the great setup. I've got my stands. I've got like all my lights, everything is fab. When I come to Robert's, I have nothing, right? I literally have nothing. Sometimes the internet doesn't even work. That's the reality of the situation. I share that, and I share pictures of like what I work from, how I work from. If you follow my Instagram, you'll see it on my stories. Like, I could be on 2 tables, right? So 2 tables stacked on top of each other, along with his drone boxes, and then my laptop on top of that if I'm recording something. Is that something bad to show? No, it's not. Because how many people are like working off their laptop off their lap? Like when I first started, I didn't even have a laptop. I had a phone. People. That's all I had. So if I couldn't get it on my phone, it wasn't going to work, right? So share the reality of the situation so people can see the good, the bad, and the ugly. When you have that mindset that you are open, you're being vulnerable, you're being real about what's going on, people will connect with you. It will make people come into your world, right? Now let's move on to the next piece. How often have you heard that, show up consistently and you will attract in your clients? I've heard multiple coaches share this. I've even heard some of my old coaches share this. And I don't agree, right? And let me share with you why. You can be as consistent as you want, anywhere that you want. But there's a lot more that goes into it than just being consistent. Because if you're consistent without a strategy, nothing is going to happen. There needs to be a strategy behind your consistency. So this again is where your mindset comes into this. Have you got a strategy that will match with your consistency? If the answer is no, check in with yourself and ask yourself why. So again, go back to what I was saying at the start. When I started, I went through 3 different business coaches before I actually took the action that I was being told. And I would be one that I would say, oh, I am absolutely coachable. I wasn't. No, I wasn't. I was totally playing my own game, doing it my own way, doing whatever worked for me. And the thing is, it didn't work, right? It didn't work. I literally earned €2,000 in the space of 8 months. Nobody can live off that. Nobody. So it was really important for me to connect and get honest with myself about what was going on. I wasn't bringing in leads. I wasn't converting sales. I didn't know what the hell I was doing. And I couldn't figure out what was going on. It was all in here, right? It was inside of me. I was not being honest. So what shifted? When I looked at the 3 coaches that I had to get really honest, right? And I sat and I journaled one day. And it was actually when we went back into the second lockdown, I had decided, myself and Leah had decided we'd go up and stay with my mum and my stepdad, because we hadn't seen him for such a long period of time during the first stint in COVID. I didn't want to go through that again. So we were like, look, we'll just nestle in together and we'll make it work. Wouldn't be doing that again like that quickly, but we'll make it work. It's a long period of time when you're used to your own space to be together. But it was important because you don't know how much time you have with people, right? You just don't know. And that was important for me and Leah because we really missed them because we were so far away from them. So when I was there, I journaled to figure out what was really going on. And what was really going on was my own crap, right? It was my own crap. And I looked at the 3 business coaches that I had, and the common denominator between them all was I had not followed what they had given me, like the prescription that they had given me step by step. I'd taken out pieces of it. So the pieces that I'd taken out, I checked in with myself and went, okay, why have I taken those pieces out? I took those pieces out because they made me feel insecure. They made me feel like I wasn't good enough. I couldn't do it. I was embarrassed. And I wasn't willing to step outside of my comfort zone to do them. So this was like a big, oh my goodness moment. What would happen if I did it how they told me to? What would happen? What would happen? What did Johanne do? She did that. I literally went back, looked over what they gave me, and did step by step what they did. I kid you not. Guess what happened that exact month? First time I ever made 10K. First time ever. Why? Because I managed my mind. I worked on my mindset, realized what was in the gap and what was missing, and then completed it. So I'm sharing this with you to give you the real life version of like what it took from me and what my mindset looked like. To go, okay, where is it now? So right now, as of now, we're in 2023, right? As of now, how different is my mindset from then? I knew that mindset was going to be an ongoing piece for me because I have big dreams. And as I up level, I knew my insecurities were going to come back. I knew my self-doubt was going to come back. I knew the shame that I was feeling, embarrassment was going to come back because I was stepping completely outside of the norm, even within my own family, like I was stepping outside the norm. So I knew I was going to need support with this. So I married the two together and got a business coach and a mindset coach. From a mindset coaching point of view, it has transformed so much that I'm still in that sphere, and I am now coaching it. I'm coaching other leaders, other coaches, and other leaders on my own time, like off my own back, like for free, on that in another community because I truly believe in it. So in somebody else's community, that is what I'm doing because I truly, truly believe in it. I know the power in it, and I know the power that when you don't marry the two of them together, it falls apart. So you cannot do one without the other. You just can't. 90% is mindset, 10% is strategy. Any business coach that you hire will delve into your mindset because they go hand in hand. If something isn't working, it's normally because you haven't done a part of the strategy. And this is why I hear people saying, you know, oh, like I just like what I did. Like I worked with a coach and it didn't work. But you get to ask yourself, well, what was it that you didn't do that didn't work? So what you might be thinking as well is, well, what if it's not an alignment to me? And you get super clear about what alignment is for you. So something not being in alignment is not the same thing as you feeling uncomfortable or you feeling fearful. They're not the same thing. Something not being in alignment with you, it means that it's not going to bring you in the direction that you want to go, and it goes against your values. You are going to have to shift how you think about things, the way that you make decisions, the order in which you do things as a business owner. For you to be able to attract in your dreamy clients, you're going to be taking actions and making decisions that you would never have done, like say as an employee. They just wouldn't have happened, but the owner of the business would have been doing them. So right now you are the owner of your business, right? Unless you choose to sell it, you are the owner of your business. You get to make decisions as a business owner. Your mindset around that has got to be that you make the decisions that will move your business forward based on where you want to get to, not how you feel about them. And connecting with that makes all the difference. So how does that impact you attracting in dreamy clients? There are certain lead gen strategies that get to cross over in order for you to attract in clients. And what I hear, like especially when I've got new clients coming in and when I'm doing prospect calls or if I'm in the DMs with people, I do hear the same thing, is that I'm shy, I'm not comfortable doing that, I'm not confident doing that. And that could be anything from having a conversation in DMs, going live, putting your picture on a post, creating reels, creating stories, doing video content. But all of that is you saying, no, I'm not willing to do what's required in my business. But if you take a step back, why is that? What's it bringing up inside you? Like if you're saying you feel shy, because like I'm actually an introvert, which I know doesn't always, you wouldn't necessarily know, but I am. I do like being in my own space and on my own time. And I don't like being in big crowds. And I'm much more comfortable like poshing around outside in like nature, and it calms me, it soothes me. And I still want to be able to serve people, right? I still want to be able to support female coaches in building their businesses. Like my stand in the world Number one is that there's going to be no more broke coaches, right? For sure, because it's not a nice place to be in. But secondly, as a single mom, I want other single moms to have freedom, to have abundance, and to be able to receive love so that they can create whatever they want in their lives for them and for their families. And I want to do that through entrepreneurship. So that's my stand in the world. So for me to be able to follow through on that, I've got to be able to manage my mind and manage my feelings and my thoughts in there, which means that decisions that I make do feel scary at times. The direction that I go in does feel scary at times. The strategies that I put in place challenge me. And they challenge me because they continue to bring up that insecurity, those fears, the uncomfortableness around it. And this is the thing that is not always taught. That is going to continue to happen. Those feelings that you have, they don't go away, but you learn to manage them. So if you're not managing all of them, how are you going to attract in dreamy clients? Because you're not being authentic. Like, so you're not being real with the way that you're showing up. You're not showing up in a way that people are going to want to actually be in the same space as you. And also it'll impact your level of authority and your expertise because people may not know who you are. So all of them get to go hand in hand collectively so that you can attract in your dreamy clients. If you are not managing your mindset, no strategy is going to work. The same way, if you're just managing your mindset and you're not implementing a strategy, it also isn't going to work. They do get to go hand in hand. And this is what successful business owners do, that those that are struggling are not. So if this is you, connect with this, see what's landed with you, see what resonates with you, see what you're like, yes, that sounds like me. And then ask yourself, what can I do right now in order to change that? Like, what can I do? Is there somebody I can connect with? Is there somebody that I can have conversations with? Is there an action that I know that I've been given and I've avoided it? So think about all those things and see what you can put in place. And if you're ready, like if you are ready and you're committed to seeing your coaching business be successful, connect with me and book a call with me, and let's map out what your strategy is going to be and see if working together makes sense. I have 100% success rate with my clients because I know all of this stuff because I've been through it, right? I've been through it myself. So I know what it feels like. I know what the fears are like. I know what the insecurities are like. And I know what strategies work. It's a crossover of strategies. There is no one strategy that works. It's a crossover of strategies, and it's making it work for your business. So not one of my clients have the same strategies, all the same strategies in place, because they're all different types of coaches, right? So it's important to know that. So if you're ready to see your coaching business make money, generate clients, even if you're brand new, right? I have multiple clients that are brand new, and you're committed to doing the work. You're committed to working through whatever isn't changing so that you can lean in for support, so that I can have you and support you through this. Then I invite you to book a call and let's get your coaching business going. We're already almost halfway through the year, which is insane. So if the first half of the year has been low in revenue, low in discovery calls being booked, low in leads coming in, low in clients coming in, let's change that for the second half of the year. Let's change it so that you can have the successful coaching business that you want. So book that call and I'll talk to you soon.